Right, time to take a look at what the weather holds in store. But before Letlogonolo tells us about what's happening across the country, I quickly want to engage him about this weather that we don't understand at the moment, because it seems as though summer has decided to just elude us this year. What's happening, Letlogonolo? We are seeing a lot of rain, and yes, up here on the Highveld, we do get summer rains, but we seem to be getting a lot more than usual. And where's the sun? Where's the 4 seasons in one day?
Yeah, you're right, Sakina. I mean, we've had a lot of extreme weather conditions, especially for the eastern parts. But one thing to note is that for the past, seasonal forecasts that we've had in the past 5 years, we've had above normal temperatures expected, especially for daytime temperatures and minimal. Now, for this year, we're expecting a weak La Nina into the summer, but below normal temperatures are expected. But all the heat that's been happening for the past 5 years, it seems to be warmed up and is also assisting in the extreme weather conditions, especially for the central and the eastern parts of the country. I always say, think of the kettle. You remember the old kettles where you put on the kettle and then it would boil, and then at the end you have to pull out the cable for it to stop boiling because the water goes up. The same thing happens. What do you think all the heat is doing? It's definitely building up into more of extremes, especially in the eastern parts. And one of the triggers that we have in thunderstorms is heat. So that's why you will always see most of your thunderstorms starting just after 2, around 3 p.m. into the afternoon, because you have enough heat to trigger all these thunderstorms. But one of the things that we're getting more is moisture, and rain needs a lot of moisture for it to happen. And we've been having a lot of feed from the northern parts covering Botswana, Namibia, and most parts of those systems, bringing most of the moisture in the eastern parts and more of the high pressure systems in the eastern areas. So we're getting more and more of the rain. But one thing, before you have climate change, you have climate variability. So this is not really uncommon for us to see in terms of how extreme it can get in the eastern parts, and this is because most of the areas have climate variability. So KZN can vary from 5 years, you'll have more rain, and in the next you have less rain. But one thing you need to know, when we speak about climate change, you need to study about 30 years for you to actually get to saying this happened and it's because of climate change. Weather patterns needs to be studied, but one thing I can say, we're having more of the extremes in the eastern parts, and they're really getting more frequent, and it's all due to the heat and more moisture, and we still yet to see more rain in the summer.
So we're seeing that in real time.
Definitely.
Seeing what's happening out on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So the Western Cape, they have all the sun right now. So if you're chasing the sun, that's where you need to be headed.
I like you mentioned the Western Cape. Seems to be more drying, and the seasonal outlook for this year, it looks like we're going to have more above normal rains. This will cover the central and the eastern parts, the Free State, Northwest, Gauteng into Mpumalanga, as well as parts of KwaZulu-Natal and the eastern half of the Eastern Cape. We're expecting above normal rain for most parts of those areas. But for the southwestern parts, below normal rain. However, the temperatures, it is the minimums that are expected to be above normal, which means you're going to have mild nights, which means warmer nights, cooler days, and more rain into the afternoon, especially in the eastern parts.
Final question.
Yeah.
So it seems still sleeping in winter pajamas, at least I am. But does this mean that we should forget about summer this year? Is this going to be us for the rest of summer?
You know, a thing about climate variability is that summer is part of this. So with all the heat, I just mentioned, it triggers the rain, especially thunderstorms. That's why you'll get a lot of your thunderstorms in the afternoon, because our maximum temperature starts from 2 p.m. So you have that heat that will trigger it to cool down.
Letlogonolo, it's cold.
Is it cold?
How?
For you?
Yeah. Well, what heat?
No, the warmth in the past years. 5 years, it's been boiling. So now as we're getting to what we're talking about now.
So we've exhausted all our heat.
So that's what I'm saying. With the seasonal focus now, we're expecting below normal temperatures.
Eish.
But in the past 5 years, we've been having more and above normal temperatures for maximum temperatures. Why you're feeling the cool is because we have enough moisture to have cloud cover. And cloud cover blocks the heat during the day. That's why you're feeling cold. But more storms, more rain, a beautiful summer. I mean, for some areas it gets to more disasters, which is the sad part of what the rain does. And when you did geography, you were taught you have a blessing and a curse of what rain can result in. The curse is definitely the floods and all the disasters that we're seeing. But the blessing, enough reservoirs getting more rain.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I've got many more questions. I'll park them so that you can tell us what the forecast is for the country.
All right. I'm always here. All right, good morning and a warm welcome to you at home. We start with a beautiful picture of cloudy conditions in the Free State. Mkolisi Center is a beautiful picture. That's where we're expecting a 30% chance of showers and thunder showers into the afternoon. Now let's get to our forecast for today. A 60% chance of showers and thunder showers is expected for the southwestern interior. This will cover the Northern Cape into the eastern parts of the Eastern Cape, as well as covering the eastern areas of the Western Cape province. Later in the evening, can expect a 30% chance just along the southwest coast of the Western Cape. Still expecting some windy conditions across most parts of KwaZulu-Natal into the northern parts of that province. The South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning of high likelihood of minor impacts of severe thunderstorms, mainly over the central as well as the eastern parts of the Northern Cape. Into the Eastern Cape, we should expect it to result in heavy downpours that lead to localized flooding, a possibility of damaging winds, as well as a possibility of hail and excessive lightning into the afternoon. Some damaging winds over the southern parts of the Northern Cape, which may also result in some felt fires and runaway fires over those areas, so do take caution if you're around those areas. Warm day today in Gauteng, with Pretoria peaking at a maximum of 30 degrees, 28 in Johannesburg, and in Vereeniging it will peak at a maximum of 29 degrees. Hot in the northern parts, Musina peaking at 32, 31 is the maximum in Giyani. For the central parts, Polokwane will be warm at a maximum of 29 degrees. Warm conditions expected along the low field of Mpumalanga. Skukuza will peak at 30 degrees. Warm over the southwestern parts, cool in the northern areas. Mashishing will peak at a maximum of 24 degrees. In KwaZulu-Natal, it is a hot day today, especially in the northern parts. Ulundi will peak at a maximum of 35. 34 is the maximum in Vryheid, 33 in Mnambiti. For the southern parts, Kokstad will be warm at 30 degrees. Hot conditions expected in the Eastern Cape. Graaff-Reinet peaking at 35 degrees, 34 in Kumba. KwaNonjoli expecting a maximum of 37 degrees. Hot conditions expected in the Western Cape. 32 is the maximum in Worcester, 30 in Clanwilliam, and in Cape Town it will be warm at a maximum of 25 degrees. Warm conditions expected, especially over the southern parts of the Northern Cape. Sutherland peaking at 30 degrees. Hot in the northern parts. Uppington will reach a maximum of 36 degrees. For the central parts, we're expecting a 60% chance of showers and thunder showers, mainly over the southwestern parts of the Free State. Warm in the most parts of the northern areas. Kroonstad will reach a maximum of 29 degrees. Lastly, in our provinces, the northwest, we're expecting warm temperatures over most parts of Mahikeng. It will be warm with a maximum of 29 degrees. 31 is the maximum in Tosca, and Vryburg will peak at a maximum of 30 degrees. We get to those showers that we're speaking about right now. We're expecting a 60% chance of showers and thunder showers for tomorrow, especially for the central parts. 80 over most parts of KwaZulu-Natal into the eastern half of the Eastern Cape. Otherwise, isolated showers and thunder showers are expected across the country. And that's it, our weather. That's it from our weather. Do stay tuned.